Rupinder Pam is a sustainability coach and working professional with over 20 years of experience leading transformative initiatives across diverse industries. She is a passionate advocate for work-life balance, self-care, and personal growth. Rupinder launched her book Beyond the 24-Hour Day, which offers practical strategies for achieving sustainable success. Her work empowers individuals to redefine success and align their actions with their values, inspiring a community of lifelong learners and purpose-driven leaders. That was a truly inspiring bio, Rupender, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you. And then are you also going to present the presentation that I had as well?
Yes, yes, Rupender.
Okay, sounds great. Well, hi everyone. Nice to meet everybody on the board. My name is Rupinder, and a little bit of introduction about myself. I have more than 20 years of industry experience across different industries, and as Melinda said, I'm also a sustainability coach. I wanted to, kickstart that. Um, let's take a step back for a minute. That have you ever felt that 24 hours in a day is not enough? Like, no matter how much we usually plan, organize, and push ourselves, there's always something that is left undone. So that's where I come into play. I'm a sustainability coach, a mompreneur, and an author of Beyond the 24-Hour Day, Juggling Parenthood, Passion, and Purpose. Like many of us, we all wear multiple hats. I wear a multiple hat as well. I'm a parent, I'm a caregiver, professional, and an entrepreneur. For years, I struggled with constant pressure of doing more and achieving more and being everything to everyone else. But in the midst of all the chaos, I actually had a wake up call 2 years ago, which changed everything for me. The moment forced me to redefine success, sustainability, and balance. It set me on a journey to self reflection, practical goal setting, and also realizing that the key to thriving is not about doing it all, but also making sure that understanding what does truly matter to you as an individual intentionally and sustainably. So, today I wanted to take you through some of the key lessons from my book, share practical strategies that has helped me, and also introduce powerful tool like the Wheel of Life that can help you create that meaningful, lasting change in your daily routine. So, talking about the juggle is real. Why is it important for us to take a step back and always evaluate our life to understand where we are? So, the key aspect is that even though sometimes we face chaos, but the balance is actually possible. So we have to make sure that we often think about how the success is defined for you as an individual in terms of the busyness, the never ending to do list, the race to meet the deadlines, and the hustles that we face in our daily, day to day in our life that happens. But does being busy actually mean that we are being fulfilled as an individual? For many of us, the feeling of success is tied to the external achievements, career promotions, financial milestones, or even social media validation as well. So, what happens when your health starts declining, or your relationship feels strained, or you are running on empty as an individual? You're constantly feeling tired, or something is feeling that's missing in you as an individual. So, as I mentioned, I experienced this firsthand. I have gone through days in my 20 years of experience where I would be working 20 hours at workday, exhaustion, my health. I almost had an event where I felt that I had a heart attack, and I'm just 30 something years old. And that was that wake up call for me one night where I felt scared and I thought, what would happen to me, or what would happen to my two young kids? I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. If something happens to me, who would be taking care of them? So that's where, I had to take a step back and reevaluate my priorities on how am I going to define success for myself, because till then I was only focused on work and not giving too much time to my own self, reflection, or I would say towards the other priorities of life. So, what is the cost of our achievement if we don't have the energy, health, or joy to enjoy every other aspect of our life? Would we only focus on just, we talk about work-life balance. I know it's a buzzword across, it's been going on for decades now, but do we practically practice work-life balance in our life? So those are the key things I want you guys to take away and think about where you are in your life right now and where do you want to go. And also when you turn 75 years old, and just as a hypothetical example, and you take a step back and reevaluate your life, what were some of the key milestones that you wanted to achieve during your whole lifetime? What do you want to think about at that point? Do you want to feel fulfilled, or did you have a bucket list that you wanted to achieve for yourself? So depending on where you are right now, and that's what is going to be your future long term goal, no matter what age you are in at the moment. So the truth is, the balance isn't about achieving equal time across everything. It's about aligning your actions to what truly matters to you in small incremental milestone. It's not about one size fits all. It's about making sure that you take a you understand your life and your priorities, and you take things forward accordingly. So that's where the wheel of life becomes a very powerful tool. It's not just about reflection, but the real actionable changes that you can bring forward. So now I'm going to introduce the Wheel of Life. It's a practical guide to balance. What I would like you guys to do is, if you have a paper and pen handy right now, or maybe if you have a phone with you, you can open a notepad. Let's do a quick 1 to 2 minute exercise together. So the Wheel of Life, it's actually a tool which helps you visualize different aspects of life and assess where you are versus where you want to be. So, what I would like you to do is, for me, you might be seeing on the screen. Can we move on to the slide number 5 here, please? Shruti, since you're presenting. Okay, so I'll just talk through it since we're not able to move forward the slide. So, what I would like you guys to do is grab a paper and pen or a notepad on your phone and write down what are the different aspects. So, Wheel of Life, imagine you have a car, it has four wheels. And if one of the wheel is not working properly, you cannot drive your car. So, similar is the journey with the Wheel of Life as well. It has different aspects. We have career, it might be customizable based on your context. Now every individual context is different. When I'm talking about context, what does it mean? Context is the environment where you are living. Context is the people around you, so each one of you have your own individuality and your own life. So your context might be different. No two people are alike, depending on the career that you have, your family and relationship, your health and wellness, your finance, personal growth, or fun and leisure. So if, as I mentioned, if one part of the wheel is completely neglected, like health or relationship, your wheel is usually uneven. And just the journey also becomes very bumpy as well. So, what I would like you to do as an example, let's do a quick 1 minute, 1 to 2 minute exercise right now. On a paper or your notepad on your phone, I want you to write down your career. Let's say you also have a business, then family and relationship, health and wellness, finance, personal growth, and fun and leisure. And now I would like you to draw 3 columns in front of it. The first column is going to say where you are. Second column is going to say where you want to be. And then the third column is going to say priorities. So in the first column, where you are for all those buckets that you wrote down, your career, family and relationship, health and wellness, finance, personal growth, fun and leisure, and some of you might have added business. This is just an example. So where you are and where you want to be, I want you guys to give it a rating between. So let's start with where you are for each. So we will go row by row. So for career, where you are, you need to give yourself a rating. And at this moment, right now, as you're on this stage with me, where are you at the moment between 1 to 10 ratio? So would you consider that you are meeting all your career goals? You're doing awesome as you had imagined from your vision perspective. Um, so you just give yourself a rating between 1 to 10, 10 being the best and 1 being the low. And then where you want to be in your career, again, you have to give yourself rating 1 to 10. So let's say for an example, in my career, I'm right now I'm at 3, just as a hypothetical example. And where I want to be, it's the rating would be, let's say I want to be at a 10. And then in the priority section, you have to divide between where I want, or not divide, I'm sorry, give the difference between where you are and where you want to be. So where you want to be minus the where you are is equal to your priority. And that's the exercise you need to do across all those different aspects of your life. And based on the highest rating that you get in your priority for the difference, that gives you an opportunity to analyze that right now, based on where am I and where I want to be. Let's say my family and relationship were in a huge strain at the moment. My rating came a difference in priority, based on where am I and where I want to be, is at number 8. So that makes you realize that, okay, there are a few things that I need to do in my life because I want my wheel to be much more balanced than where it is at the moment. You might be just more focused on your career, and you might are not realizing that we all have only 24 hours in a day. We all get equal time. There is no exception to that. So, how can I make sure that I am dividing my time equally across all the different areas of my life which are important for me as an individual? So, take a moment, think about your wheel of life. What areas feel strong to you, and what areas need attention for you? The goal is not about perfection, but intentional progress to make adjustments that help your wheel roll smoothly. Now, this is not one-time activity. You have to do this activity for as a part of your self-reflection on an ongoing basis. You might need to do self-reflection on a monthly base, or depending on what your goals are. I do self-reflection on daily basis just to assess how did my day go? Did everything align as per the goals? And the good thing is that as the new day starts, you also get an opportunity to reset your mind and also your goals depending on how things are going across your life. But having this wheel of life exercise, it really gives you that opportunity to have a benchmark foundation for yourself, and then continuing to reflect on the progress. How are you doing on monthly, quarterly, or yearly basis, depending on what is your priority as an individual. So, the key aspect is again making small, incremental, sustainable changes. So, what are some of the gaps that we face, the challenges that we face in life, and how can we make sure that the changes are sustainable? So, number one, the key strategies that I will, before I get into the challenges aspect, but some of the key strategies that has worked for me, I would like to share those as well. Number one is the growth mindset, believing that small changes can lead to big impact in life. Having clarity in purpose and vision. We all need to make sure that no matter whatever we do in our life, how does it impact? How does it make you feel? What's that purposeness, your fulfillment, and what's the purpose that it helps you solve? Are you serving the community, the work that you do every single day, how does it impact the community around you and the world around you? So what is your purpose and vision in your life? Again, taking you back to that example, that when you're 75 years old and you do a self reflection on yourself, how would you want to feel at that moment? Did you meet the purpose that makes you feel alive and excited every single morning when you wake up? Are you meeting your vision and your goals? So, setting also number three, what helps me as a strategy is making sure that there is a short term goal and a long term goal. As I mentioned, there's no one size fit all for everyone, but you do have an opportunity to make sure when you set up your short term goal and long term goal, it helps you make sure that those goals are realistic and you're continuing to move forward in the direction where you want to go. Also making sure that you're nimble and you pivot as you need. So those daily self-reflection, the monthly, quarterly, and the yearly self-reflection really help you make sure that if something is not working in the right direction, you have an opportunity to adjust wherever you want to, depending on what your goals are. Then self-reflect often. I do it daily. I also do monthly, quarterly, and yearly as well, just to make sure, because I have so many hats that I wear throughout. As I mentioned, I'm a mom and a mom of two girls, and then I'm a caregiver for my mom. And then also, I'm a professional and a mompreneur. I have my as a founder of Relentless Progress. So I have to make sure that I'm constantly doing self-reflection and analyzing what is important for me and how can I continue to serve the community that I'm focused on right now. And then building a support system around you, identifying who are some of those key mentors and community members that who can be your change agent, who would always be your cheerleader no matter what. So having those people around you who really respect you for who you are as an individual and who you can reach out to anytime things are not moving in the right direction and speak your heart out. You don't need hundreds of people. Sometimes just one or two genuine mentors or friends or family members are more than enough for you till the time you have a good relationship with them. That's what matters the most, and you can be you with them. So every step forward matters, even if it's at a turtle pace. And success is not about speed, it's about the direction where you want to go. So that is the most key important part that I would like you guys to remember. Now, let's talk about overcoming roadblocks and self doubt. It's easy to start something new. So, for example, we all have heard about, weight loss journeys or, something big that you might want to achieve. We get super excited for, a few days, and suddenly something happens in our life that pulls us back down. So, what about when the challenges come up? So common roadblocks that I have seen and experienced is negative self-talk, that I'm not good enough. I cannot do this. If I have a job interview that I want to go, I start feeling, the imposter syndrome, just as an example, hypothetical situation, or overwhelmed and burned out, trying to do too much all at once. And that's where that prioritization through your wheels of life is super important. Let's say when you did that exercise with me a few minutes ago, you had multiple areas in your life which requires prioritization. So do you pick up both of them together, or can you build a sustainable solution for yourself that can make sure that it's small incremental steps in each of the area of your life? And then sometimes there are external circumstances that we always get worried about. What would a third person think about the steps that I'm taking forward? We start thinking about external validation. So that's where it requires us, no matter whatever roadblock you face based on your circumstances, we need to have a mindset shift. So where you can think about, if you had any failure, how would you like to analyze your failure? Failures are always, if you think about the acronym failure, it means first attempt in learning. So it's not as it's failure is not a stop sign, it's a feedback. It's a feedback about whatever you were trying to do or whatever you want to try in future as well. It gives you some lessons learned. Some things are working, some things are not working based on whatever your context might be. So it gives you that opportunity to adjust at that moment based on wherever you want to go. And then not everyone will understand your journey, which is also okay. You cannot please everybody around you and the whole world. You need to make sure that that purpose and vision is very clear in your mind, so you can make sure that no matter whatever action you do, till the time you know that you're fulfilling, taking positive actions, and your heart is feeling excited every single time you take the positive action forward, and that's what truly matters. And then also remembering that your time is precious. You, as I mentioned, you only have 24 hours in a day. Use your time wisely, and think about it today. If I had to give you one takeaway from this speech that I'm giving for next few more minutes, I would like you guys to, by the end of your day, would like you to take a step back and evaluate how did you spend your day? What can you do better tomorrow or day after to make sure that if you had to make some adjustments in your day based on what your goals are, what would that be? So I would like you guys to make sure that you are focused on understanding what is your priority and how would you like to plan out your day accordingly that makes you feel fulfilled as an individual, and then using it wisely, and that's what matters. The goal is to create a life which is sustainable, meaningful, and fulfilling, not just successful on papers. So you have to make sure you feel butterflies in your tummy anytime you're doing certain actions, and your heart feels fulfilled at the same time as well. So the final thought and call to action that I would like to give you guys as we wrap up this presentation from my side is I want to leave you with this thought. If you continue as an individual, I'm speaking to each one of you guys right now. So if you continue on your current path without making any changes, where will you be in a year from now? Now imagine if you committed to one small intentional action every day, where would you be instead? Based on your Wheel of Life exercise that you just did with me a few minutes ago. Your journey starts today. The actions that you need to take for yourself, start small, stay consistent, and reflect often. And most importantly, be kind to yourself in the process. It's no matter wherever you want to go, no matter whatever change you want to do, it's not an overnight journey. We all have to make sure that we're kind to ourselves. Sometimes we want to achieve big goals overnight, but it's not sustainable. There are no shortcuts. When you want to achieve success, it is incremental and it's with consistent effort, no matter whatever journey it is. And I'm deeply grateful to each one of you here today. I would love to, I look forward to hearing about your journey. Um, what questions you have for me as well that I can help and assist to grow, inspire, and thrive together. And that's all from me today. And I'm opening the floor for any questions that you guys might have. I I see there's some questions on the chat here. So what if short-term goals and long-term goals were in direct conflict? How do you determine which one to sacrifice without jeopardizing overall success? That's a really good question. So it all depends on what is your priority as an individual. So from short-term and the long-term goal perspective, based on your individual priorities, you can analyze and you can prioritize your goals. And of course, think about long term goals. You're not going to be able to achieve them overnight. You will have to make sure that those are incremental and small. And I can deep dive on it. We can connect one on one. You can actually also connect with me on LinkedIn as well. So we can deep dive because it's much more bigger topic that I than I can explain here. Um, I'll take the next question. How does the company actively encourage employees to pursue hobbies or interests outside of work to promote healthy work-life balance? So I would say, depending on which organization that you're working with, each organization has their own employee engagement and best practices that they follow for the employees. But work life balance, those boundaries start with us as an individual. We have to take a step back and we have to set those boundaries for the people that we were working with, be it our peers, be it the project team, or our own bosses. We need to let them know if something is not working in the right direction for you based on your priorities. You need to have that one on one, candid, open hearted conversation with your leadership accordingly. And then, as well as your human resources, depending on which organization that you're working for, be open and honest on where, again, you have to let them know where you are if you're facing certain challenges from work life balance perspective, and also what is going to work for you as an individual. um so that's about it. I think there are no further questions in the chat.
Thank you, Rupenda Pannu, and you gave an energetic talk.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. It's 2 a.m. for me, so I was hoping that I don't sleep. Actually, 1 a.m.
Thank you so much for your valuable time.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.